probably most of you watching undereat. Just because you're undereating doesn't mean you're not gaining weight. Your body has basically an energy expenditure that it has per day. So if you do no exercise, you have your basal metabolic rate, your resting metabolic rate, your active rate, like just what you do throughout the day. So your body needs a certain amount of calories per day in order to function as it should. The overarching goal for each meal, doesn't matter where you're at. I don't care if you're at McDonald's, Wendy's, and we're gonna go through examples of those too. If you're at Chipotle, if you're at Panera, if you're at a restaurant, doesn't matter. Get a protein, get a carb, and get a fat or a fiber every meal. Trying to fit health and wellness in your lifestyle, the best thing you can do is to just get up and try it and just do it day after day. If you missed a football practice, you wouldn't just throw in the towel, right? You wouldn't just quit football. If you got an F on one of your exams, you wouldn't just drop out of the class. It's the same thing that goes for this. If you miss one night at the gym, don't throw in the towel, just get up and do it. If you have one bad meal, you're always one meal away from getting back on track. If you have one bad meal next week, get up and have a good breakfast. You're back on track. Hello everyone and welcome back to the Maker's Vault. As you can see, we are in a new set. We are really excited to record this episode today. We have something a little bit different, but before we get started and I turn it over to my lovely co-host, my dad, please make sure that you subscribe to our channel, like this video, and give us a comment, share it with somebody in the industry because it really helps support our channel. All right, Dad, what are we talking about today?
All right, welcome everybody to this next episode of the Maker's Vault, and we are going to cover an extremely important topic around health, and I think it's pertinent and relevant to our business because so many of us in this business that make a living on the road or a similar business, not just machine tools. I think we maybe go a little harder than the average people. But,
maybe, yeah.
The people like us that are on the road and struggle with it. I can't even tell you how often this conversation is had around a dinner table of guys at 9 o'clock, eating late, drinking late, eating dessert when we don't need it, and then trying to get a good night's sleep, which never happens after that.
No.
So, I think. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be a good one. And you, Shae, have always had so the audience knows, a passion for health and fitness, starting when you were younger in athletics and all that good stuff. But I think most people know in bodybuilding these days, and you're not a doctor or a nutritionist, but you certainly have a boatload of experience in this area. And I think and hope, I'm sure our audience does too, you could bring some suggestions to make it a little easier on us. Not that any of us would want to get into competition or get crazy with it, but it's, when you go to the doctor and he starts asking the questions, are you under a lot of stress? They don't even understand that.
Off the chart.
But, are you exercising? Yeah. No. Are you drinking too much? Yes.
Yes.
Are you sleeping well? No. Everything is against us when we're on the road. And I'll say this, and this is always, in our business, there's a lot of type A personalities. It's loaded with them, as you know. People that really don't allow excuses to be a part of their life. I don't with anything else in my life besides this. I sit around, and so do others, so there must be something in the food. So I'm anxious to hear that makes you like be willing to throw the towel in and use it as an excuse. I don't have time. I can't do it in the hotel.
I hear it every day.
I'm up too late doing emails. I don't have any time to do it. I don't know. That's the only area in my entire life that I allow excuses.
Yeah.
And it really frustrates me to death. So
it is frustrating because I think and we'll obviously get into this, and I'll give like a full opening statement here soon, but a lot of people get frustrated and make excuses or just kind of throw in the towel because they don't really have the knowledge and I love marketing, I work in marketing, but the marketing propaganda in the health field is outrageous. And so people are just so confused and don't even know what to do. So if you just kind of knew a little bit what to do, those excuses will just fade away because you'll kind of just know what to do. It's not as hard as what marketing and propaganda and everybody online and people make it seem to be. It's actually very easy, and so I'm excited to shed light on that today.
So for lunch, you don't get a salad and get 3 extra ranches and a Diet Coke and think that you're doing the right thing because it says salad?
Correct.
Okay. I figured that was
Yes.
something close.
I would just completely avoid salad. It's literally useless. And most of the time, like if you go on the Panero's website, their salads are like 850 to 1,000 calories. That's literally, you can have 2 burgers from McDonald's, like 2 junior cheeseburgers from McDonald's for less than 1,000 calories.
Okay, I'm sure we're going to get into that. You said you had an opening comment?
So kind of just to get things started, I kind of already touched on, marketing is, we love marketing, right? But in the health world, you don't really want to be sold to like what you should and shouldn't do, but that's how people sell their products. So they just make it seem really hard to live a healthy lifestyle and really try to confuse people. And you need this and you need that and don't do this and don't do that. And like honestly, 99% of it just drowned it out. A little education goes a long way when it comes to health, fitness, trying to live a healthier lifestyle, picking healthier choices. But at the end of the day, the number one thing is that I hear all the time is people that are saying that they don't have time.
Yeah.
But let me tell you,
It's my excuse.
it takes the same amount of time to grab a protein bar from the gas station than it does to grab a bag of potato chips. It takes the same amount of time to pull through Starbucks and order a black coffee or a tea over a caramel macchiato that's going to cost you $600 in calories. It takes the same amount of time to sit at a restaurant and say, I'm going to do your chicken sandwich with no bun with sweet potato fries on the side as veggies. That order takes the same amount of time as it does to order a double cheeseburger with french fries and ranch on the side. So when people say it takes too much time, it takes the same amount of time to say those words.
On the eating side.
On the eating side. Yeah. And that is where 80% of your progress is going to be made, is on the eating side.
Not the exercising side.
Not the exercise. Now, it's funny because if you do, let's say you're someone that has a poor diet. You have a poor diet, but you work out 6 days a week, you're not going to look like it. You might look like you're healthy and whatnot or whatever, but you're not going to be able to gain and retain muscle. I'm just going to say maintain, because even if your goal is not to gain muscle, but you're not going to be able to maintain any muscle that you have. You're not really going to be able to see a lot of progress. So yes, the gym and getting exercise is very important. Those two things go hand in hand. But if you just did the diet with no exercise, you'll see results. But if you just did the exercise with no diet, you're not going to see as many results. You really need them both going together, because movement and all that is good for your body, and you need those things to maintain muscle as you get older. But the nutrition side is really, that's really where you kind of want to dial it in the most.
Well, I think on the diet side too, it's like we all do this stuff. Oh, I'm on the Atkins.
We're gonna get to that.
I'm on no carbs. I'm on the carnivore. Everybody does this, including me. You go through a cycle. You drop 10 or 15 pounds. You feel pretty good. Then you fall asleep with it, and you're back to where you started with, if not worse. So you're going to probably get into those things, those diets. But I mean, to me, it needs to be a commitment to a lifestyle of eating and some level of exercise that's going to keep you on track to achieve your goals
or
just to stay healthy.
Exactly, right. If you have more aggressive muscle building goals, then yes, you need to be in the gym. But if you're someone that just wants to live a healthier lifestyle, you do need to be in the gym. You need to be getting exercise, but maybe you don't need to be, for someone like me, progressive overloading every week in the gym, going crazy with it. But if you just want to live a healthier lifestyle and maintain and sustain goals, you got to find a way, which we're going to talk about in this episode, to live a healthier lifestyle on the food side, and then get a way to incorporate exercise that you enjoy. And we're going to talk about all of that. And also, too, kind of going back to my point at the time, like what I always tell people, and it might sound a little harsh, but it also might give you a kick in the butt for your 2026 goals. You don't lack time, you lack effort. A little knowledge goes a long way. We can all find ways to make those things. For myself, I might not travel, but I work, 40, 50 hours a week. I'm a full-time student getting my master's degree. I'm a bodybuilder. I'm a wife that I got to take care of the house and cook and clean for my husband. He's a police officer, so I don't have any help around. He's always gone, and I still find a way to prep all my food, go to the gym 2 hours every night. You just got to prioritize certain things in your schedule. So those are kind of my opening statements.
Yeah, the effort thing, we got to get more into that because, again, I mean, the people that you're talking to, at least my peers in this business, they don't lack effort in anything else they do besides this topic.
But think about it.
We got to figure out how to peel that onion back so that we can apply that same effort, that same determination, that same no-excuse approach to a healthy lifestyle, because nobody says they want to be unhealthy. Right. Everybody wants to be, so. It's
the education. But we're going to fix that, so let's do it.
All right. So we're going to start with, like, where do you get started even knowing on, like, what to even eat? I mean, what?
Yeah.
And I don't know if you want to start with breakfast, lunches, and dinners. If I'm a listener, I'm kind of wanting to know that. What's my day of eating supposed to look like in order to live this healthier lifestyle?
Sure. So what I want to start is back it up one layer back, because again, I really want to make sure we're providing the education so that way you guys kind of know exactly where to start. So number one, I know this might sound crazy, but Dad, yourself, and probably most of you watching undereat. Just because you're under eating doesn't mean you're not gaining weight. Your body has basically an energy expenditure that it has per day. So if you do no exercise, you have your basal metabolic rate, your resting metabolic rate, your active rate, like just what you do throughout the day. So your body needs a certain amount of calories per day in order to function as it should. Because your body burns calories throughout the day, right? So you have to think
Even
of it.
sitting in a car,
Correct.
conference room,
Correct.
or in a hotel?
Yep, that would be like your resting metabolic rate. So like your body has a daily expenditure of calories that it burns per day on its own without any exercise.
Okay.
And with that, that is literally the calories that your body needs to function, to move, to let your brain think. When you think, it's burning calories. When your heart pumps, that's calories coming out of your body. You got to think of it like gas in a car. Your body is the car. You put gas in your car every day to move it. If you only put 50% of the gas in the vehicle, you're only going to get 50% of the miles. Food is the same way. If your body needs a certain amount of calories a day for cholesterol, for digestion, for your hormone function, for brain function, performance, all of those things, and if you're not giving it that amount of food, you're only actually tapping into 50% of the performance that your body and your brain can provide to keep systems in your body functioning healthy. So, how do you know how much to eat?
Yeah.
There is a calculator, and we'll link it in the episode below in the description. It's called a TDEE, Total Daily Energy Expenditure Calculator. You just go online. It's super easy. You type in, are you male, female, height, weight, and like how active you might be, and it'll push you out a number. That is a very good place to start. If you scroll down to the bottom of the app, like on the one that we have linked, it'll say like maintenance, cutting, or like surplus, and it'll give you like the number of calories that you should be eating per day. So I'll use myself, for example. I eat about 2,500 calories a day. That's about and this is what's called your maintenance calories. So when you're eating your maintenance calories, it's literally exactly what it sounds like. It's what your body needs to maintain its daily functions without gaining or losing any weight.
Just
maintenance
by saying
calories.
That it's keeping it steady.
Correct. So most people are under eating. So number one, the first thing that I would do is figure out what your maintenance calories are by using that TDEE calculator that we have linked in the description.
And that'll help you determine how much you need to eat.
Correct. Now, once you start eating at those maintenance calories, then it's really easy to lose weight and go back to that maintenance because you already know how much you're eating. You have to think of your body like a math problem. If you're eating 2,000 calories and that's your maintenance, if you want to lose weight, what do you think you should do?
Be less.
But how do you know that you're eating actually less than your maintenance calories if you don't know what they are? If you're just saying like, oh, let me just cut bread out, let me just cut this out, cut that out.
Yeah. No,
you don't even know how much,
I get
right?
your point.
Yeah.
You don't. You got to use that calculator.
You got to use the calculator and figure out what it is. Right. So find those maintenance calories, and most of you guys just need to get to those maintenance calories. A lot of people, when they start getting to their maintenance calories, they actually lose weight because their body starts being able to burn more. This is called metabolic adaptation. It's a pretty interesting thing, but basically what happens is, let's say for your height, your weight, and you're a guy and you have like a sedentary job. Let's say your maintenance calories, what the calculator tells you, is 2,000 a day. And these are just example numbers, but let's say it's 2,000 calories a day. But let's say you constantly undereat and you're only ever getting in like 1,500 calories a day. Your body is going to say, oh crap, that's less than what we need to function every day. So we're going to conserve energy. And it's going to start turning off necessary functions in your body. It's not going to burn as many calories as you're sitting there doing this podcast. It's not going to burn as many calories as you're walking around.
Okay, but what about on the other side? If you're exceeding your number, which is probably just as equally as
it's a lot more common to undereating.
Some people are just running, but
I bet you if you tracked your food for a day, you'd realize how much you're under. Yep. I would say probably a good 70% of the people that I work with and talk to and all that, most of them are undereating than overeating.
Okay, but
But let's say you were overeating.
Yeah.
If you are overeating, that would mean that you're in a surplus, right? So your maintenance calories are here. Anything you eat in a surplus, you will gain body fat. So you need to pull it back down to your maintenance level. Now, going back to the metabolic adaptation, because that's an important thing because it also involves the surplus. If your maintenance calories are at 2,000 and you constantly undereat, and let's say you're eating 1,500 calories all the time, then your new maintenance calories becomes 1,500 because your body learned to conserve because it knows it's only getting a certain amount. Mm-hmm. So that means then if you go to eat 2,000 calories, you're going to gain weight because now you're in a surplus. So your maintenance calories, your metabolism shifts up and down based on how that goes. Now you just work your calories back up slowly and your body will start kicking in and you can recover that. But that's why it's also important not to stay in these long-term diets, long-term deficits, because all you're doing is crashing your metabolism down. Like if anyone watching has ever watched the Biggest Loser documentary on Netflix, that's exactly what happened. All these people were eating 700 calories, crashed their metabolism, their maintenance down to that 700 calorie level. And then they tried to start eating 2,000 calories right away and they put a boatload of weight back on. This is what happens like post-show. What can happen, right? But it also happens in regular people. So
that makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It gets back to you got to know what that number is.
You got to know what that number is and you got to work toward that number.
So
and
if you knowing what to eat.
Right. So if you want to maintain your results, if you want to just maintain a healthy lifestyle, sitting at those maintenance calories and then just changing up the foods that you are eating to like more whole foods or just healthier choices throughout the day is what's going to help you be able to maintain muscle as you get older, which is really important, and just live healthier, lower cholesterol, lower your blood sugar, things like that. So that
goes into the next question of like how can you start eating healthier, whether it's at a drive-through or a restaurant for somebody that's always on the road. That doesn't have the luxury maybe of popping into a gas station or this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
You're entertaining customers at lunch, you're out to dinner, maybe you're skipping breakfast. But specifically, how do you eat healthier eating out?
Yeah. Okay. So this is super easy. We could probably end the episode right after this, but we're not going to.
It's never been easy.
But the overarching goal for each meal, doesn't matter where you're at. I don't care if you're at McDonald's, Wendy's, and we're going to go through examples of those too. If you're at Chipotle, if you're at Panera, if you're at a restaurant, doesn't matter. Get a protein, get a carb, and get a fat or a fiber every meal. Sometimes your like red meats are higher in fats, so you don't really need to have a specific fat in your meal because you'll get it from your proteins. But that is all you have to focus on. So let's say, let's just give examples here. So proteins, that's going to be your ground beef, your chicken, turkey, steak, eggs, egg whites, different types of beans, like edamame beans have good proteins in them, things like that. So those are any pork. Those are your proteins. Fish is great too. Your carbs are going to be your potatoes, sweet potatoes, French fries, sweet potato fries, oatmeal, different types of pancake mixes, bread, anything like that. Those are good examples of carbs. There's a lot more, but
there's a good carb and a bad carb though? Why do you always do sweet potatoes and like not French fries? Is it the oil and the other stuff that's into the French fry?
Yep. So like there's what we would call like a complex carb, and then there's like a fast acting or a dry carb, and then there's crap carbs. So when we're talking about like a clean carb source, we want something that's going to be mainly all carbs, low in fat, low in everything else. So like French fries, the French fries are going to, they're deep fried, right? Yeah. So they're going to have a lot of oil in them, a lot of seed oils. They're going to have a lot of fat and saturated fat in the carb. So it's going to be a lot slower digesting a lot faster digesting because your body wants to get rid of it, which means you're not going to burn as many calories eating that food because it's so fast, just like goes through you because your body just needs to break it down and get rid of it. Versus like a red skin potato or a sweet potato fry.
Those are considered clean
Those
carbs.
Are considered cleaner carbs, and your body likes those. They can absorb them much better. They're a little bit longer digesting, which is good, and they break down a lot easier in our bodies. So, yeah.
Those a grilled chicken sandwich without mayonnaise, without all those, try to limit that kind of stuff that's on it.
Yeah.
With a clean carb.
Yep. So your carb would be your bun.
Carb would be the bun.
Right.
Protein would be the chicken, and
carb would be the bun, and then most restaurants will have like, you could get a side of vegetables, or sometimes like if I can't get a side of vegetables, I'll order like a side salad, like lettuce, and just like maybe put a little bit of dressing on it, some carrots, some veggies, but like be careful with the salads because dressings are really calorie dense, like more than you think. And all the other crap that they put in it, all the seeds, all of this, all of that, it's like, it can get a lot. So like if you want to use like a side salad as your vegetable for that meal, like the one that we're talking about, then just keep it limited to like what you're going to put on it, but that can be your veggie. So yeah, that would be exactly how you can do it. And so that is kind of the overarching theme of everything that you want to do. And I didn't give any examples for fats. Let me do that really fast. We went protein and carbs. So fats, some dressings, just keeping it limited, but like an Italian dressing, a balsamic dressing, something like that. Those have good fats in them. Olive oil is really good. Organic butter or just regular butter is fine. Avocados, tallow, things like that. And also, like I said, there's some proteins like fish and red meat that do have good fats in them as well. Also peanut butter, almond butter, cookie butters, different types of nut butters as well. Nuts themselves, almonds, cashews, those are all good fats too. And fiber is pretty much just, there's all different kinds of fiber, but keep it simple. Anything that's green or vegetable.
All right. And what about the liquids? What to drink?
Liquids.
What would help or hurt?
Yeah. So the general rule of thumb is you want to drink your body weight in ounces of water per day. So whatever your body weight is, that's what you want to drink in ounces per water. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you want to drink 150 ounces of water. Same goes for protein. So in terms of like grams, which I can give you guys an easy measurement on how to do that, is if you weigh 150 pounds, you want to eat about 1 to 1.5 grams of protein per day per your body weight. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you want to eat 150 grams of protein to maintain the muscle that's on your body. And again, like I said, muscle is really important as you get older, or if you just have health and fitness goals of getting stronger and stuff like that. But want to make sure that you're getting that in. So do you want to go on to like...
So water.
Oh, yeah,
That's
water.
what's recommended for lunch.
Oh, yeah. I would always drink water, a diet soda, or like a low-calorie, like zero-calorie soda. There's some like sugar-free teas and things like that are pretty good as well. Energy drinks, if you want to drink one, like Alani's, Celsius, Ghost. I prefer those over like a Red Bull or a Monster because they have a lot more vitamins in them versus the other ones are just like sugar and crap. But yeah, water throughout the day, your body weight in ounces of water.
What about alcohol? I mean, alcohol is a part of our life.
Alcohol
Not that it's a problem,
okay,
but
hold
it's
on.
socially
Yes,
when
yes.
you're with people.
Let's
Let's
get to
tequila's
alcohol.
the best thing to drink, I understand.
No, there's no best thing to drink. I hate to break it to you. Oh. But let's hold off on alcohol.
Kill the podcast.
Cut the show. Cut the show. Okay, but before we go on to that, let's go into I did do some research on different fast food places.
Okay, you want to do that now? I was going to talk about breakfast.
Oh, we could talk about breakfast. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Let's talk about breakfast.
And then we'll do alcohol later?
Yeah, we'll do alcohol later. We'll save the best for
breakfast.
last.
We talked about lunch and dinner. Okay, we got kind of an idea of the balance. Set the mark. Figure out where you need to be, and then get your protein, get your fat, get your pure carb or whatever.
Yep, get your carb. Yep.
Get your carb. And then breakfasts. Okay, some people, I don't ever eat breakfast, and that's some people, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So what is the answer, and what are the fast things to do as you are running out of the house that are good for your body and will hold you over until
lunchtime?
Until lunch.
Okay, so breakfast, in my opinion, is the most important thing of the day. You think about it throughout the day. Let's say you're going to eat at breakfast, lunch, dinner, and you have a couple snacks throughout the day, right? Let's say you stop eating at 9 p.m. Your body then is hungry from 9 until whenever you decide. You could be going more than 12 hours without eating. When you wake up in the morning, your body is deprived of glycogen storage because it gets all of it out. And what can happen is if you're not eating in the morning, one, you're not kickstarting your metabolism. So if you don't eat in the morning and you wait until noon, your metabolism's only running from the time that you eat to the time that you're done eating. So you're cutting off the amount of time that your metabolism can be running fast for.
So you're losing 5 or 6 hours of metabolism burning time.
Yeah. You want your metabolism moving. And if you're not feeding it, right, yeah, if you want your metabolism burning calories in your body as you're digesting food, and if you're not eating, then you're not taking advantage of that. So, and also too, your body is hungry in the morning. Like, a lot of people don't feel hungry in the morning and they think they're not hungry, but that's just because if you're not used to eating, your body's going to not be hungry because it's going to conserve that energy because it knows it's not eating in the morning. So the more you start eating in the morning, the more you'll get hungry. But you want to replenish your glycogen, your sugars, your carbs. You want to replenish your body in the morning after a night's sleep so it can kickstart the day. If you don't, someone asked a question actually about fasting, so we'll get into this later, but like your body, you can't tell your body what energy storage is to tap into. So if you're not hungry in the morning, if you don't eat in the morning, it is going to tap in. Your body needs energy, so where is it going to go? It's going to tap into your muscle to get energy. It's going to take muscle away from your body and burn that off so it can survive. And it's going to tap into your fat storages, which is where people say fasting is good, but that's just a whole other thing. But like, it's going to tap into both. So you can, if you long-term don't eat in the morning for a long time, you're going to see, and you're not doing anything else to help yourself. You're not eating your protein throughout the day. You're not doing all those things. You're going to see the muscle not be able to maintain in your body because your body's eating at the muscle to give it the energy it needs to function. So fast things that you can do in the morning. So just so you guys know, throughout this episode, everything that we're talking about, we made like a full PowerPoint of the orders that we're going to talk about, the foods that we're talking about, all that stuff. So if you guys want this information, comment in the description, put Health Goals 2026 with your email address, and we'll make sure we forward this all to you. But quick breakfasts that you can go to in the morning. Get yourself a good protein powder that you like. I typically like to use, I like Ghost, Evogen, Raw Nutrition. Those are probably my top 3. You can get those at a Vitamin Shop, GNC, or just online. What's the one I just started? Ghost. Or no, sorry, the Raw Nutrition.
That's good.
Yeah, it's a good one. Those ones are good. So
with soy milk.
Yeah, soy milk, almond milk. You can throw in there water.
Almond milk.
Yeah.
That's right.
Either of them are good, but you can make yourself a protein shake in the morning. That's super fast, and then that's your protein. But right, we still need a carb, so maybe go for a banana, or maybe go for some oatmeal and put peanut butter in it. There's a lot of you can go to Walmart. There's these like Kodiak oatmeal cups. They take 1 minute in the microwave. You put water in it, fill it up. 1 minute in the microwave, take it out. Put like a little scoop of peanut butter in there with your protein shake. Peanut butter is your fat. Protein is your carb. Protein comes from a protein shake. Your carb comes from the oatmeal. So that's a good one. Or you can do protein shake with banana and a little peanut butter. If you have a little bit of extra time and you want to maybe cook some toast, you can do toast with 2 eggs on it with some avocado. That only takes about maybe 5 to 8 minutes to do. Smoothies, you can always make them the night before. I'm a big advocate for making your food the night before. So like I make this pancake bowl recipe thing. It takes me about 5 minutes to put together every night. I put it in the fridge and then I just wake up in the morning and go. But that's just a little bit of effort, instead of sitting on your phone or watching ESPN for 5 more minutes, just get up, cook your breakfast real quick and go.
What if I miss something on ESPN?
Well, what I do is I turn it up really loud, or I watch Fubo on my phone as I'm making the meal. Okay. Yeah. Right. Another one is Ghost, the brand. They make a cereal. I don't think do you like the Ghost cereal?
I don't know that I've tried it.
Okay. I love it. It takes a little bit, you guys, to get a little bit of a different acquired taste for it, but Ghost makes a protein cereal that's really good. They have a marshmallow one, but almond milk, that would be good. Maybe take an apple or something with you. So yeah, just try to think of that quick protein, carb, fat. Hard-boiled eggs are another good one. Maybe make 3 or 4 hard-boiled eggs and have a banana or some oatmeal with it. I have a lot of different
those are all
recipes and
easy
stuff, but those
things,
are easy, fast.
Are those things you used to eat, or do you eat those rice
cakes? Oh, I love rice cakes.
Put peanut butter on the rice cakes.
So that's a good one. You can do a protein shake in the morning with maybe 2 or 3 rice cakes with peanut butter on it.
Okay, so that is the at home ways to do something quick for breakfast to get your metabolism going and so on. That was really good. It was good ideas there. Now, what if you're not at home? What if you're on the road and you got to pull in somewhere quick for breakfast, or you're at a hotel and you got to grab something there? What are some good ideas there to make sure you eat?
Whether it's drive-through or it's hotel breakfast, same rule still applies. Yep. Again, always going back to trying to pick a protein, a carb, and a fat. So hotel breakfast, a lot of hotel breakfasts normally have eggs, and a lot of you guys travel, so you probably have like the premium, membership, or not member, you know what I'm saying? The points thing with Hilton or Marriott, whatever. So you guys probably have a lot of access to foods. But maybe you can do eggs, get a good size. For men, it's about 1.5 palms of protein per meal.
Scrambled eggs would be
Yeah,
good.
like scrambled eggs, or you could do hard-boiled eggs.
Or
But
hard-boiled.
let's say you do, maybe 2 good scoops of eggs, then maybe there you have a bagel there. So, get a bagel, toast it, maybe put some peanut butter on the bagel and do some fruit on the side. That would be a good one. Or a lot of hotels also have oatmeal. So you can do oatmeal, put some fruit in it, strawberries, blueberries.
Yeah, they always have that.
Yeah, those are good with a little bit of peanut butter in the oatmeal, and then maybe do, again, eggs. Eggs are probably going to be your most easy access to protein when you're in a hotel. Also, sometimes hotels will have like turkey bacon and sausage. So you can always do like maybe 2 hard-boiled eggs and like 3 or 4 pieces of sausage with your oatmeal and fruit in it. That would be really good. Like I said, bagels are a good carb. Yogurt, a lot of hotels have yogurt.
Yeah.
So you could do, maybe 2 or 3 pieces of sausage, a thing of scrambled eggs, do a nice bowl of yogurt with some granola in it and a little bit of peanut butter. That would be a good one.
Okay, now if you're fast food?
So fast food, I might be referring to my laptop a little bit, but I did a deep dive into the calories, like everything, and I picked out some good meals for people.
Perfect.
With that. So as much as I hate to say this, because if you know me, you know I'm not a big Starbucks supporter, but Starbucks does have some really good healthy options for breakfast. So their egg pesto mozzarella sandwich and then is really good with a side of egg bites. So that would be a really good thing that you can order there. You can do their spinach, feta, and egg wrap, and then do a side of their potato cheddar bites. That's a really good one. Third option would be their turkey bacon, egg white, and cheddar sandwich with a side of their potato cheddar bites as well. So those are 3 good options for Starbucks. Another thing with Starbucks, I learned this recently, you can order on the app and like before you leave the house or like at a stoplight. Okay, maybe not, but and then just pick it up right when you get there. Dunkin' Donuts, that's one that's like by everybody.
Yeah.
They have these things called Wake Up, what is it called? It's called a Wake Up wrap. And you can do bacon in it. Their sausage is like super high in cholesterol, so I would not recommend getting their sausage. But you can order 2 Wake Up wraps with bacon in them. That's a good order. You could do their egg and cheese sandwich on an English muffin versus like a biscuit or a bagel. English muffins are a little more carb friendly versus the other options. So that's another option. Then a third option, if you do want to go for their sausage, if you really don't like either of the options that I said, their sausage, egg, and cheese on an English muffin is a pretty good option as well.
Okay.
And then the last one is McDonald's. Everybody has a McDonald's by them.
That's true. At every exit.
At every exit. So one thing I would warn everybody about McDonald's is that McDonald's tends to have their foods are a lot higher in cholesterol. So if you are somebody that has high cholesterol already, maybe try to go for Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, or try getting something at home versus getting something at McDonald's. But these options that I picked are relatively moderate in cholesterol, but just to kind of put that out there. So McDonald's offers a fruit and maple, they have a fruit and maple oatmeal bowl. So you can do their fruit and maple oatmeal. And then you can do, ask for 2 McGriddles, sausage McGriddles with no bread. So you would get their it's basically 2 sausage patties.
Yeah.
On the side, and then you have your oatmeal bowl. So where's your protein? Your protein is coming from those sausage patties. Your protein's coming from the carb, and your fiber and additional proteins are coming from the fruit inside the oatmeal. So that's a good one.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it's a good one. And it's maple, so it has some like good, some taste to it.
Mm-hmm.
They also have a sausage burrito that's pretty good. So you could do their sausage burrito with a side of apples. You can do an egg McMuffin with a side of apples or a sausage biscuit and egg with a side of apples. So
stay away from the meals that have the greasy hash brown.
Hash browns,
thing.
yeah. Hash
Stay
browns.
Away from the sodas in the morning.
Yeah.
And you said about drinks, black coffee.
Yeah, black
I don't
coffee.
drink coffee, but is that the best thing to?
Yeah, and also if you can try to get your food in before you drink your caffeine, that also helps with blood sugar, which is also helpful for just everything in your body, which that could be a whole other episode. But so yeah, those are some options. Drink your water in the morning. Drink your water throughout the day. Black coffee is better than anything else. But
your weight in ounces.
My weight?
Water.
Oh, yes, your weight in ounces. Yep. So those are some options.
It's a lot of water.
It's a lot of water. That's why I have, where's my Stanley? I don't know. I've got like a 40-ounce Stanley. If anyone knows me or seen me around, you always know I have it like strapped to my purse or something. So those are some good breakfast options,
Fast
whether
food
you are on the road,
hotel.
yeah. All right, what's next?
Well, let's flip that since we're on that subject. We're still on the road here, so now we need lunch, and we don't have time. We're not with a customer or somebody, so we have to get in and out of a probably fast food place
Yeah.
or in and out of an Applebee's quick or something like that. But what about fast food lunch options?
Fast food lunch options, easy. Everyone's favorite, Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A offers some really great options. Like this would be my number one probably, other than like a Chipotle or
There's
a
no
BB
such
Bop.
thing as going through a drive-through at Chick-fil-A fast, though. So
There's not.
You can't control that, but I
Yeah,
get it.
you can't control that. Maybe you could go in. Sometimes
Yeah.
it's faster.
Get in a little before
Get in a little
lunch.
beforehand. But we're going to give some other options outside of Chick-fil-A. I have lots of them listed. And some of the viewers had asked me to review some restaurants, some certain ones. So I'm just going to go through all of them. So
Okay.
Chick-fil-A, they have, you could do their grilled or their crispy chicken sandwich with a side of fruit. Their crispy chicken sandwich is actually only like 100 calories more than their grilled chicken sandwich. So don't press it too hard if you really want the crispy chicken sandwich over the regular one. But the grilled one would be my preference with a side of fruit. They also have a cool wrap that has some grilled chicken. I think there's lettuce, cheese, and then your carb is your tortilla wrap on the outside. You can do that with a side of fruit. And then you could do also 2 orders of their grilled chicken nuggets or 3 orders, depending on,
Those are pretty good.
with a small fry. Your fries are the carb, and your protein is going to come from the grilled chicken. Don't just get one because there's not enough in there for literally a small child, so you need more. And then as your fat for that, you can get maybe like a sauce that you might like.
That tortilla soup that they have at Chick-fil-A is also really
That is a good one, yeah. If you wanted to do like a tortilla soup, you can do that with like a side of their grilled nuggets.
Yeah.
Because like your soup is going to have your fats and your carbs in them, and then you still need your protein, so order 1 or 2 things of grilled nuggets. All right, Chipotle. I know Chipotle is not a fast one, but someone had recommended me to do Chipotle. Chipotle is like so easy to eat healthy because it is relatively low calorie to begin with. Just right off the rip, stay away from the cheese, stay away from the sour cream and all the crap. Now you can do like pick one, if you like really need to have, if you normally have guac, cheese, and sour cream, like maybe let's just pick one instead of all 3. But what I would do is like if you were going to go and make a bowl, you pick your white or your brown rice. If you're someone that has higher cholesterol, you're going to want to pick brown rice over white rice. And then you could do a half a scoop of black beans. But black beans are really considered more of a carb and a fiber. However, because you're already getting your carb from your rice, but with the black beans, they are less in carbs, so maybe just do a half scoop because you already got it, like I said, from your rice. Always do double chicken or double steak because you guys are probably only have time to eat, 3 times throughout the day, maybe 1 snack in the car. When you do eat, you want to make sure you're eating enough, right? So always do double chicken or double steak.
Double chicken's probably better. I mean, because the doctors tell us with the cholesterol and the blood pressure and stuff.
Yep. So
be careful with the red meat and the meat.
Yeah. So the reason why they say that, well, Chipotle is somewhat even because Chipotle uses chicken thighs instead of chicken breasts, so they are higher in fat. So it's somewhat, it's very close to the steak that they use. The reason that doctors and stuff will say stay away from the red meat is because red meat has higher cholesterol in it. Like if you look on the back of the label, it has higher cholesterol than chicken does, and they tend to be higher in like fats. So either or you could do a full scoop of chicken, a full scoop of steak. But yeah, you could do chicken. Chicken's good. Fajitas, get fajitas on there. The veggies, get corn, lettuce, add their like hot sauce, like the mild on there. That's really good as a little bit extra. And then for your fat, pick. Either get guac, get a little cheese, or get a little bit of sour cream. Yep, but don't get all 3. Just keep it.
Guac is great.
Yeah, their guac is so good. If you want to get a burrito, your tortilla shell is your carb. So let's just do, a full scoop of black beans just to give you a little bit more filling in there. Then you can do your double chicken, your double steak, fajitas, corn, lettuce, add a little bit of hot sauce, and then pick your fat. Fat, either your cheese, your guac, or the sour cream. So
how many calories, for an example, are in a bowl? And forget no guac, no sour cream, and no
like cheese or anything like that. So if you did exactly what I just said, I believe the calories are like between 400 and 550,
so
which is very general.
If your thing is 2,000, that's reasonable.
Yeah, and that's kind of how you have to think about
give
it.
You a good breakfast and it's still a good dinner.
Yep, and so
except the alcohol when we get to that. Over.
If you have 2,000 calories a day and you only have time to eat 3 times. This is when these fad diets and stuff just don't work. You have to fit a diet or a nutrition, it's not even a diet, a nutritional lifestyle to your schedule, not to what works for somebody else or whatever.
Yeah.
If you're supposed to eat 2,000 calories a day, just divide that by 3. That's how many calories you need. In whole, clean foods, we don't want to just eat pizza and stuff to get to those calories, right? That's why we're talking about healthy options, but that's a good way to kind of measure it out. So, yeah, Taco Bell, someone had asked me about Taco Bell. I'm not going to lie, Taco Bell does not have really great options. But if Taco Bell is the only place you can stop at, they do have a Cantina chicken bowl that's actually pretty good. It only has like 550 calories in it, so that's a pretty good option. You can do their 2 Cantina chicken soft tacos. That's a good option as well. They also have 2 regular crunchy soft tacos. You can get those, and then you can get a side of rice and beans. So those are 3 Taco Bell options
so there's reasonable options.
that might be good.
Mm-hmm.
Someone asked about sheets. Oh my gosh, Sheets.
Gas stations fast.
Yeah. Gas stations are fast. So I don't go to Sheets very often, so I'm going to read directly from what I wrote down. So they have a 2-pack grilled chicken wrap with lettuce, peppers, and any other additional veggies. Try to avoid any other like high calorie seasoning or dressing. Like maybe just stick with like a hot sauce, a light ranch, a honey mustard. Those are pretty low calorie dressings, but that's a good option. And then while you go in there and pick it up, they normally have fruit cups or yogurt cups that you can get like just in there. Grab one of those to go with your chicken wraps. They do have a skinny grilled chicken sandwich. That's actually a really good option. They have grilled chicken. The bread is your carb. They got veggies on there. It's actually a pretty good one. And then again, walk around the store, find fruit or yogurt, to go with it on the side. And then this one, slightly controversial for me, but I'm going to put it out there because I know people will probably like this one. They have a 2-pack burger sliders. If you do American cheese, lettuce with a low calorie sauce and fruit on the side, that would be a pretty good option too.
Sounds like the killers are probably the norm. The quick thing to do is to grab the bag of chips or grab a candy bar because you think it's holding you over.
Right.
Or grab a soda or a pop.
Yeah.
Those things would be killers.
Yeah.
You're just adding on 200-300 calories of in the wrong spot.
Exactly. And what people will do too is they'll be like, oh, let me just stop and get these like French fries and crispy chicken nuggets. Well, like you hardly have any protein in the crispy chicken nuggets. All your meal is fried and not whole carbs. So like that's really what you got to think about is trying to find a decently clean protein, a decently clean carb, and a decently clean fat. Now, as for like fast stopping stuff at gas stations, protein bars, protein chips, Legendary or Quest are really good ones. A lot of gas stations also have Core Power protein shakes or lean shakes, so look for those. Beef jerky is actually really good. It's kind of high in sodium, but honestly, I would take that over a bag of Lay's chips. So any type of beef jerky is really good.
There's some good beef jerky. Actually.
There is at gas stations.
Super expensive, but I bought some the other day when we were coming.
Yeah, even if you get the Jack stuff too, like that's fine. It's still good. It's still like lower in protein. Some gas stations have rice cakes. You can grab those. Waters, obviously, we already talked about the energy drinks. You'll see like Reign, Celsius, Alani, those if you need one of those.
I'll plug Celsius because those have been in our refrigerator lately. Because Mom and Zoe and I've been drinking them, and I don't drink caffeine. Never had a cup of coffee in my life. I don't drink.
But
pop.
You like those?
It's good.
Yeah, it is good.
It's good, and it's got 0 sugar in it, and it gives you a little boost. Doesn't it do something to your metabolism too? So
this is kind of like a marketing thing, but it's slightly true, I guess. So Celsius, Alani, all of those ones, what it does, it's caffeine, right? So you get a shot of the caffeine and it gets your heart rate up, and when your heart rate's up is when you're burning more calories. Just like if you were to go on the treadmill and like walk at a steep incline and your heart is going like this, you're burning more calories. Kind of the same thing goes for like energy drinks. So that's kind of how that works.
So they're being honest. It's
somewhat.
True, but it's not a whole bunch.
It's a little twisted,
Yeah, a little twisted.
Those are some good things there. I have some other ones like BB Bop and Wendy's and stuff, but I won't keep going through them. We'll put them in the PowerPoint, unless you want me to say them.
No, you go to the BB Bop. I like that.
Oh,
place.
BB Bop.
I had. I went there not too long ago, and I had a kale salad, and they had salmon, and they had like teriyaki glaze they put on top of that, and I just put a bunch of healthy stuff on. It was filling. It was good.
Yeah.
Good tastes, and probably good for me.
Yeah, yeah. So BB Bop, if you have one by you, it's kind of like a Chipotle, but like Asian grill, I guess.
Healthy Asian, yeah.
Yeah. So their white or purple rice is, in my opinion, the best options. Add some romaine lettuce or arugula, kale. Add curry chickpeas. Chickpeas are actually really good for you. They have good fiber, good protein, good fat. Or add some black beans in there. You can do bean sprouts, add broccoli, and then do double steak, double chicken, or whatever fish they may have, whether it's salmon, tuna on top. And then I would try to lean more towards the sauces like a spicy sriracha or a sesame ginger, because those are going to be a little bit lower in fat. But if you did want some teriyaki or something, definitely go for that. But that's a good one. Other options too, just to name them off, and we'll put these in the PowerPoint. Subway, Pulp or Tropical Smoothie Cafe, Core Life, Panda Express. You can normally find a decent protein, carb, and fat at any of those restaurants.
Well, you're definitely making a story that it shouldn't take a lot of effort, because there's a lot of options.
A lot of options. You just got to know, right? That's kind of the thing.
You got to know what to eat and where to go, and so
it's
been really, really good. Now let's touch on dinners.
Okay.
You're out to dinner, you're at a decent restaurant. What's the safe thing? I think we probably can guess, since we know the protein, the fat, the carb, and so on. But
let's give some examples. That way people can kind of So restaurants are the perfect place to be if you need flexibility, because number one, most of the time they'll make anything, and number two, you can normally add and subtract things super easily. So let's say you're at whatever you're at, like a classic American restaurant, you can get a burger with a bun on it and get a side of veggies. Or you could get a burger with no bun and a side of, I would go for sweet potato fries instead of regular fries, but sweet potato fries.
So you're not having too many carbs.
Yeah. Well, if you get the
bun and the fries.
Yeah. Either think bun or fry.
Yeah.
Bun or fry. Yeah. So switch one or the other. They have like a grilled chicken sandwich, you can do, no bun and just do the chicken and then get sweet potato fries or regular fries on the side. Or you could do a chicken sandwich with a bun and then do fruit or like a small salad on the side would be good. Steaks are always good. I would always try to lean more towards like a filet, because those are going to be a little bit less in fat. Normally, if you're at a nice steak restaurant, if you get like a filet, even an 8 to 10 ounce filet, it's only going to be about 400 or 500 calories. And then you can get, a potato of some sort on the side with a veggie. So that's pretty good. Other things that I see at
steak
restaurants.
Restaurant. Nice place.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, I'm always just going to do a steak. I'm always going to do
a lean steak?
A leaner steak, like a filet. Yep, a filet is always good. And like I said, either like a potato, some type of potato on the side, or I normally would do a steak, a potato, and some asparagus would be my go-to. Also, a lot of steak restaurants sell fish. So normally they'll have like trout, cod, different things like that, salmon. So you can always go for that. And then same thing, add your carb as a potato or a little bit of mac and cheese or something like that.
I'm listening to you and I'm thinking that, at a steakhouse typically, I'm overloading on carbs for sure.
Are you?
Without knowing it. No, I would get the baked potato with the steak, then somebody would end up in family style at a steakhouse. They're going to get potatoes au gratin. They're going to get maybe a mac and cheese, a lobster mac and cheese or something.
Try to pick one.
Yeah.
And that's the thing about this whole thing is you don't have to limit yourself. You don't have to be like, I'm never eating carbs. You just have to be selective. If you only get one carb, what's your carb going to be for that meal, right? Mm-hmm. Pick it. So that's a good one. Like I said earlier, I would try to stay away from salads. Number one, lettuce is literally pretty empty, so it's not going to keep you full. So especially if you're not going to be eating from noon until 5, 6 o'clock when you might get home. Lettuce is not going to be something that's going to sustain. You need a carb in there. So try to stay away from salads. Plus, all these restaurants, they add all this stuff in them, and they just make them literally, you might as well have got a burger and fries. I'm not even joking if you look at the calories. So
that's interesting.
What other restaurants do you go to
Well, it's either, like you said, it's either classic American casual place or a seafood restaurant.
Oh, wait, let's talk about Italian food.
Or Italian food.
Italian food's a tough one sometimes because you're getting pasta dishes.
Yeah.
But if you could try to get a pasta dish, let's say you do like a chicken Alfredo, have them add double grilled chicken in it. Then you just got your extra chicken in the Alfredo. That's a good one. Or if they have a veal parmesan, honestly, veal's pretty good. Yes, it's breaded, so maybe do a veal parmesan with the noodles, and maybe just not eat the whole freaking thing of noodles. Maybe only get half, or ask for a half a serving of noodles on the side with the veal and the sauce, and maybe don't do the cheese or add the cheese on top. A lot of Italian food places also have fish. So normally if I'm going to an Italian place, I was just at Giovanni's 2 weeks ago, I'm normally going to get a salmon. They always have a salmon or something on there. So a salmon is good. Or an ahi tuna. Yeah.
Or even meatballs aren't bad.
Meatballs are great. Meatballs are ground beef. Yeah.
So you could do meatballs, some sauce.
And pasta.
And a side of pasta.
Yeah. Now get enough meatballs, get 5 or 6.
Yeah, well, depends on where you go.
True. Some of them are really big.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. So now, of course, a lot of us, I keep saying this, are entertaining. You're out with principals, you're out with customers, and alcohol is just a thing. Now, of course, we can all just say no, but most of us don't. That's the bottom line. What advice do you give around that besides, control it?
Yeah. So, just in general, because someone did ask a question about, advice around entertaining customers. So, with that, what I'm going to say, I'm going to try to shift your perspective a little bit here. And I'm going to ask you, anytime that I have come over and I have brought my meal, has it ever hindered our ability to have a conversation?
No.
Right?
Yeah, I know where you're going.
It's the same thing. So if you, and I'm not going to say this to alcohol, I'm just talking about food right now, but when you're with a customer, if you have to rely on food to have a connection with somebody, then you need to work harder on building that connection. Because I'm married, and my husband and I have a great relationship, and he eats something different than me every single night, and we've never once had a silent dinner. We've never once lacked quality of time. I've gone to dinner with you guys, and maybe you might not, maybe it's weird or uncomfortable that I bring my food, but at the end of the day, we're still talking about the Browns. We're still talking about family stuff. So try to remember that the food
You
is
only bring your
not
food
what's.
when you're in prep.
No, that's a lie.
Oh, really? I haven't seen. We haven't had that.
Well, we haven't gone out. Yeah, if it's I get a free meal once a week, but if it's outside of my free meal, then yes, I will bring my food.
Okay.
But just try to remember that. Doesn't mean you have to make some crazy choice and get like one little piece of lettuce and whatever, but like remember that it's about the quality of time, not about the food that you're eating. If someone's eating steak and you're eating chicken, it doesn't hinder the conversation if you're going to get a deal at the end of the day.
No, I
So
wouldn't
just
say
remember
the
that.
food is. I will. Yeah. I wouldn't say the food as much as the
Yeah, so now let's get on to the
environment of having a few drinks together.
Yeah, so
that's.
Let's get on to alcohol, what we've all been waiting for. Unfortunately, I am very sad to announce that alcohol there is no good alcohol, because what happens with alcohol is your body sees alcohol, the ingredients in it, as poison. So what does it do? Your body immediately attacks that, and it wants to get it out as quick as possible. So it shuts off your ability to burn fat. Your body will not burn calories because it's trying to get the alcohol out. So that's a lot of times what happens when people eat or they drink a lot and then they start eating. Everything that you eat is not getting digested and burned as calories because your body has prioritized getting the poison, alcohol, out of your body. And so that's how people end up putting on a lot of weight when they start drinking a lot and eating a lot when they are drinking. Because literally, I want to say, and don't quote me on this, look it up, but your body literally prioritizes pushing out the alcohol over anything else for 24 up to 48 hours. So if you ate a boatload of food while you did that 2 nights in a row, all that food that you ate is probably going to be stored as fat. So keep that in mind. Now, what can you do to help it a little bit? Take a digestive enzyme every day. I recommend that for everybody, especially if you're starting to eat more protein. Digestive enzymes can help break down food before and after free meals. Is it going to change your life? No, but can it help? Yes. Drinking a lot of water. So when you are drinking, maybe like if you know you're going to go have a couple drinks that night, try to get all your water in before you even go there. That way your body has an easier time flushing it out. And those are kind of my 2 main tips. I mean, It is slightly better to stay away from like beer because it does have a lot more carbs in it and it's a little bit heavier. So like, like a straight bourbon, straight tequila, something like that's going to be better than like adding juice and like adding all these extra crap in it.
I do think tequila is, at least that's a rumor going around the tables now, because it's not no rice, no potato.
Yeah.
It's made out of agave and.
Right, but the alcohol is still a poison, so it's still going to act that way.
Your body's still going to react the same.
Correct, but it is better than saying like in terms of calorie numbers, if you got like a shot of tequila, that would be better than getting a vodka with cranberry juice, because now you're getting the calories from the cranberry juice and getting calories from the vodka. Yeah. Versus if you just did the tequila, then that would be better. But if you take that digestive enzyme, try to eat healthier throughout the day. Anytime your body is in a movement of eating healthy, it naturally wants to push out the bad stuff very quickly. So try to eat healthier throughout the day. Make sure you're getting in your water before, during, and after while you're drinking. And like I said, that digestive enzyme.
I think there's some good things too about the antioxidants in wine too, right? I mean, it's got its bad part of wine with the sugar and everything else, but
I don't know a ton about wine.
Some people say that.
Yeah, some people say. I'll look more into that. I don't want to speak to anything that I don't know, but I have heard that a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's a lot to absorb, and you're going to put all this in this PowerPoint,
Yes.
plus more in terms of suggestions on where to eat and what to eat. That's all going to be great. Should we move on to the viewers' questions? Okay, our first question from a viewer is what you mentioned it earlier. What is your opinion around fasting? I know I tried that one time. It was just kind of a goal of 14 hours. So you go to bed, you skip breakfast, you get all the way to lunch, and you get to 14 or 16 hours. And I can tell you, my body very much reacted to that, and it worked. But it was also a fad. It was also over.
Yeah.
And it all came back.
Yeah.
So fasting.
Everything that we're talking about today is sustainable lifestyle changes. It's very hard to maintain fasting your whole life, right? The other thing too with fasting, and I'm just going to generalize all of the diets together, fasting, carnivore, keto, all of that. All it is a way to be in a calorie deficit. So remember at the beginning of the episode, we talked about your maintenance calories. Yeah. If you're eating less than what you're burning, meaning you're in a deficit, you're going to lose weight. So put it this way, you started eating at noon, and you stopped eating at 7. I don't know if those are the exact times, but let's just call it that.
Very, very close, yeah.
So let's say that's what you did. All the calories that you would normally consume between 9 and noon and after 6 o'clock, you now aren't having. So what are you doing? Eating less than what you were eating before, right? So ultimately, all it is eating less than what you were eating before. It's a calorie deficit. You don't need to fast. You don't need to do carnivore. You don't need to do keto, none of that. You just need to eat less than what your maintenance calories are to lose weight.
But the problem is you can't sustain it.
You can't sustain those diets, correct. The other thing, too, is you also can't, what fasting also does is it puts you in a deficit, and it's very hard to be in maintenance calories while doing fasting. You can't be in a deficit. If you're in a deficit for more than 10 to 12 weeks, you're just going to crash your metabolism down. So if you're going to go into a calorie deficit, whether you want to try to reduce calories in whatever form you want, whether it's through one of the diets or you just want to overall decrease your calories, you don't need to cut carbs, you don't need any of that. You just need to overall reduce your protein, carbs, and fats down. You want to do that with a specific goal in mind. Okay, I want to lose 10 pounds, and then I'm going to climb slowly back up to my maintenance calories. So with fasting, I'd say it's for the birds. It's you don't really need it. Again, if you're not eating in the morning, the whole idea is you're not eating in the morning, so it's going to tap into your fat storages. Well, it's also tapping into your muscle storages, which is really important as you get older. You need muscle, and your body's going to pull from that first because that's the strongest.
I think there is some digestive advantages to longer term fasting, if I've heard people correctly.
Well, digestion...
And it rids your body of whatever it rids it of.
Digestion comes from fiber. So as long as you're getting in your fiber throughout the day, you're eating your vegetables and getting some beans in and things like that, taking a digestive enzyme, it really doesn't matter what diet you do, you're going to digest well.
You're going to digest.
Yeah.
Okay, the next one was any advice catering to customers or partners for dinners, which I think we
kind of covered that one. So if we didn't, if anyone has any more questions about that, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm happy to address those.
Advice for motivation to work out while traveling or working full-time. Tips for airport travel.
Okay, so let's go with the workout one first.
Yep.
Okay, so working out while traveling, number one thing that I would say is if you're someone that does like to go to the gym or it's a part of your schedule or you want it to be a part of your schedule, get a Planet Fitness membership. You could pay $25. There's always a Planet Fitness nearby. Literally anytime. I don't travel a ton, but when I do, there's always a Planet Fitness right there that I can go to. So number one, you can do that. Number two, there's always a hotel gym. They're not that great, but I did recently just test something out because I was interested. I took a picture and sent ChatGPT the workout equipment that was in the gym, and I said, make me a full body workout because I wanted to see what it would say, and it gave me a full body workout and told me what to do. So if you have no idea what to do and you're in the hotel gym, maybe give that a try. I've been seeing people do that, so I wanted to try myself, so I did it the other day to see what it would populate, and it wasn't bad, especially if you're not someone that normally works out and you don't know what to do, and you see this equipment and you're like, there's nothing in here.
Is there a better time at a hotel? Like, say, you work out like a maniac or long workouts, but if you're someone that doesn't and you're looking to change the eating to a healthy lifestyle and you want to do something, should you get on the treadmill at 10 o'clock at night when you get in from dinner, or should you get up in the morning to do it? Is there a better time than the other?
So that's going to be personal preference. What I would say,
no health benefit.
No, not really. Some people will say, fasted cardio is better, but when you're looking at calorie intake and energy spent, which would be calories burning throughout the day, you're looking at a 12-hour, 24-hour clock. So whether you burn those 200 calories in the morning while you're on the treadmill, and then you eat the rest of the day, or you burn those 200 calories at night, you're netting the same amount of calories. So the only time that that's going to really make a difference is if you're in a bodybuilding prep and you're just in a completely different ballgame at that point. That's when it might make a difference, but not when you're just generally trying to be healthy. What I would say is if you start your day with movement, you are going to feel better. I would be shocked if anybody listening to this got up in the morning, walked 30 minutes on the treadmill, listened to the news, maybe listened to a podcast, learned something, and then started their workday. I would be shocked to hear if they did not feel better and more focused going into their day, just because they're moving and they're exercising, they're getting their endorphins going before they go. So I would always recommend get up, do some cardio in the morning. Yeah, but of course, if you can't make it in the morning, don't just throw in the towel and say, nope, just kidding, I'm not going to do it at all. No, go do it at night or do it, take 20 minutes, go downstairs in between getting back from your call and going to dinner. There's always a little bit of time there. YouTube's great now. You can get like a 20-minute HIIT workout on YouTube. Look it up. You can do it in your hotel room. That's a great way to do it. And also, too, a lot of people struggle with gym motivation. Honestly, motivation's for the weak. Discipline is for the strong. You just have to commit to say you're going to do this and you're going to do it. Give yourself a 5-second rule. If you sit on your bed and you're like, I should really work out. I don't know. You should tell in your head 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up and go do something. Hold yourself accountable and do it, because once you do it, you're going to feel better. There's also more benefits to working out, especially in our industry, that's not physical related. Like mentally, I will try to find the study and link it in the description, but working out is literally the best form of medicine for stress, anxiety, and depression. It's a big stress reliever. It saved my life many years ago. So there's more to it. It can clear your mind and give you that time to stress. You might think of better ideas. So that can maybe motivate you a little bit more to do it, but those are some ideas on while you're traveling.
All right, there was another one there. It was combined. Tips for airport travel. I'm not sure what that meant.
Yeah, I don't either. Maybe food-wise, are we talking about for airport travel?
Yeah, or maybe, I don't know. I know one thing I do at the airport, and that's I look at my watch, I look at my steps, and instead of sitting at the gate, I'll go
walk around.
Go for a long walk.
Yeah, that's honestly what I would say too. And we already covered all the different food tips and things that you could find, so I would just maybe use the things that we learned in the episode about protein, carbs, fats, different types of protein snacks that you can grab, different types of drinks, and you're in an airport, so you have endless rooms of walking, so walking would probably be your best form of exercise.
And I think that answers this next one maybe a little bit more. You can add to it. I struggle to stay on track when I travel. Any tips there? So you've already kind of covered those.
Kind of covered that. A couple other things that I would do though as well, like Instacart is awesome. Like awesome. I Instacart every time I travel. I pack my food. I know not everybody's doing that, but I pack my food and then I Instacart certain items. So what you can do is you can like Instacart protein chips, protein bars, protein shakes, and get them to your room. That way, like in the morning, you can slam a protein shake, go downstairs, have some eggs and oatmeal, and get out. Or when you get back from the room, maybe it's 10 o'clock at night, instead of going downstairs and getting a bag of chips, you already have some protein chips or a protein bar in your room that you can grab. Or you can take those and bring them to you on work meeting stuff. Maybe it's 10 o'clock, you're starving, 10 a.m., you're starving, you need something to eat. Instead of going in there and getting a bag of pretzels, you can have a protein bar. So Instacart a couple items, or you can bring them with you, whether you're traveling. You can also keep these things in your car too. Rice cakes, stuff like that. So Instacart some stuff to your hotel room. Yogurt's another good one. Also, I would say stay on your schedule and create your non-negotiables. So like if your non-negotiable is to eat in the morning, at lunch, and at night, and have 2 snacks, just unapologetically do that. If you have to get up at 5 a.m. to have breakfast, then guess what you're doing? You're getting up at 5 a.m. to have breakfast. Same thing with lunch. You're going to have lunch, if you're traveling, you're probably with customers, so you're going to have lunch. So we already talked about all kinds of lunch tips. That's probably what I would say. And drink plenty of water, but you can still stay on track when you travel if you're following that protein, carb, fat thing. Mm-hmm.
Okay, advice on goal setting for expected fitness plan for work trips, sorry.
So I'm going to go back to kind of setting those non-negotiables is what I would say is like, let's say you're leaving on a Monday, you're going to be on Monday to Friday, set yourself a goal. Say, all right, 4 days this week, I am going to be on the treadmill, and write these down, okay? Write them down in your notes, whatever. That way you can kind of hold yourself accountable in a way. So make sure you get on the treadmill those 4 times, and then say, I'm going to make sure that I eat my 3 times a day no matter what, and eat those 3 times a day. Use all the tips that we already gave you in this episode to make sure you do that. And I would also say Instacarting stuff to your room. That way you're not snacking on crap. You can bring some snacks and stuff with you. But that's what I would say. And make sure they're realistic. Don't be like, if you're someone that's never gone to the gym before, don't be like, I'm going to go on this work trip and work out 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. No, you're not. Like, I would love if you did, but the odds of you are probably not.
I've packed my shoes and workout clothes over my career in my suitcase more times than I've ever
Yeah.
went to the gym
Yeah.
at the hotel room. So it's your 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 advice is probably the toughest thing is to get the shoes on. It's not how you feel
Yes.
afterwards.
Yes.
It's getting the commitment and getting in the
Mm-hmm.
elevator, going down and doing it in the morning. Afterwards, you're like,
You're
thank
good.
God I did
Thank
that.
God I
That
did
was
it."
awesome. You come back to
Yeah.
the shower, it's all good.
Yeah.
But,
You have to remember too, like anytime you start something new, it's hard. When you started it doesn't feel like it now, but when you started working machine tools, it probably wasn't easy. You probably didn't know everything.
Yeah.
It felt uncomfortable to go to a sales call or whatever, but now it's like second nature. Trying to fit health and wellness in your lifestyle, the best thing you can do is to just get up and try it and just do it day after day. If you missed a football practice, you wouldn't just throw in the towel, right? You wouldn't just quit football. If you got an F on one of your exams, you wouldn't just drop out of the class. It's the same thing that goes for this. If you miss one night at the gym, don't throw in the towel. Just get up and do it. If you have
gotta
one
take it
bad
serious.
meal, you're always one meal away from getting back on track. If you have one bad meal next week, get up and have a good breakfast. You're back on track.
Yeah, you got to take it serious. This is becoming clear. Now, this next one is just what foods to avoid completely. What are some foods to just avoid completely?
So I feel like, one, I wouldn't avoid any food completely. You should avoid eating candy bars every day. Yes. Should you avoid eating French fries and fried food every day? Yes. But you don't need to cut carbs out to lose weight. That's a big thing that I see that, again, it's just an overall calorie deficit. You just have to eat less than what you're burning, have those maintenance calories, eat those maintenance calories for a while, drop, 500 calories for a little bit and then go back up. So you don't need to cut out any foods. But if you do want to live a more healthier lifestyle for your body, just try to avoid the junky stuff. Can you have it occasionally? Yes. But it's just not an everyday. But I don't think there's anything that I would say, don't ever eat this ever again. That's not.
Some moderation of some things here and there. Spoiling
Exactly.
yourself is certainly
Yeah.
okay.
If you want to have chocolate cake once a week, okay, have a little piece of chocolate cake every week, but are you going to eat chocolate cake every night? No.
Yeah.
Are you going to eat a sugar cookie every night? No, but could you have one maybe once a week, once every other week, as long as that's your one sweet treat? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't need to cut anything out.
Okay, last question, and it's a good one. What supplements or vitamins do you recommend?
That is a good one. So supplements and vitamins, are they going to change your life? No, but can they help support your immune system? Yes. So vitamin D is really good for anybody that doesn't live in a sunny state. So in Ohio, New York, Pennsylvania, Midwest, we don't see a ton of sun. So vitamin D's, that's a good one. Any multivitamins good. Magnesium's really good for sleep. I don't know if anyone knows that, but that's a really good one for sleep. I recommend that one. Most of us don't get enough magnesium, so that's a good one. Anything else, I would recommend getting a vitamin lab tested before you take anything, because for example, I have a friend that she started taking vitamin A without getting her vitamins tested, and then she started losing hair. Like patches were coming out of her hair. And she was like, what the heck is going on? Well, it turns out she was already at a high vitamin A level, and then she took vitamin A supplement and it put her way out of the normal range, and then she started having side effects. So don't take iron without getting it tested. Don't take vitamin A, things like that. But your vitamin B, vitamin D, multivitamin, those are pretty general that you can take. Digestive enzyme, I already mentioned that one. That's good for literally anybody. Evogen, Evogen, they make a great one, but you can also just find those at a local GNC or something. Fish oil is a good one. And everybody needs omega-3s. Those fatty acids are really good, so I'd recommend taking omega-3s. Apple cider vinegar is a really good one for digestion as well. If you mix apple cider vinegar with water in the morning and take it, that can really help, digestive and keeping help with gut health. I think those are kind of the main ones that I would generally recommend.
Yeah, it's not a supplement or a vitamin, but you mentioned sleep. And one thing I notice, and we can wrap this up, but when I am on a roll of trying to be healthier, eat better, and get some exercise, I automatically start sleeping better.
Yeah.
And I notice a huge difference in everything in my life when I sleep well. Because when you're not, and when you're going hard, and you're back late, at 10 o'clock, and then it's the munchies, and then you're up with a gut ache, you're up with heartburn, you're up. If you don't sleep well, if you're laying down for 7 hours and you really look at your watch and you see you were moving around for 5 of them, and you wake up in that sluggish fashion, it's the downward spiral starts there.
Yeah.
I can count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 a million times. I'm not
You ain't
getting up
gonna
and
get
going
up.
downstairs, right?
Yep.
I'm going to sleep I have to, then I'm going to take a shower to try to get a charge.
Yeah.
Go downstairs and probably eat something bad for me because thinking I'm sucking up the.
When in reality, you should be eating something
We
good.
should be eating something good. So
Right.
I mean, sleep is very important.
Sleep is
I
very
think,
important.
for me.
If it's for everybody. If you have our bodies are not that complicated. Think about your body as like just, I don't know, an object. To move that object, it needs energy. The two ways that your body gets energy is through sleep and food. So if you're not sleeping right, you're not giving your body the energy it needs.
Yeah.
If you're not moving, if you're not eating right, you're not giving enough, you're not giving your body the energy it needs. And it takes energy and calories to run your hormone functions. It takes energy and calories to properly function your thyroid and your liver and your organs. So like if nothing else, just know that food, energy, and sleep is what makes your organs move. That should be enough to make you want to make some healthier choices.
That's your sales pitch.
Bang.
All right. That's
Did we
all
get
I had
everything?
In terms of questions, I think we're all set.
All right.
What are your last words?
Oh, I do have one more thing to say because we just talked about sleep. A lot of people say it's bad to eat at night. I want to clarify that. There has been studies over decades now saying that eating right before you go to bed, it does no factor at all on weight gain or weight loss. The reason people say to not eat before you go to bed is because when your body's digesting food, it can hinder your sleep quality. So
That's what I just said. That happens
that's
to me.
exactly. So there normally if you eat on a schedule, or like relatively close to a schedule, breakfast, lunch, dinner, 2 or 3 snacks in between, what I would normally say. I eat 6 times a day, but like you'll kind of know, like, oh, if you do that on a regular basis, like eat, generally, you'll go to sleep one night and be like, oh man, I had a really bad sleep. Oh, that's because I ate an hour before I went to bed instead of 2 hours before I went to bed. So you'll kind of know like what that range would be for you to like it affect your sleep, but that's why. But that's all I have. I've been blabbing on for like an hour.
No, it's good stuff. I think people are very much going to appreciate it. It's not easy. It's a challenge every day, especially for those of us on the road and traveling, and it's good to have all these hints and tidbits of information to follow. At the end of the day, it takes a discipline. It takes you to wake up and do it. But I think
having some knowledge and knowing like protein, carb, fat that's the best way to it's easy.
Yep.
Easy. So like we said already, you guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please like, comment, and subscribe. And again, I did put all this information in a very simple form in a PowerPoint. If you would like to see that PowerPoint, it does have all of the fast food orders on it, all those things like that. I also put some at-home meals that are like macro-friendly that you guys can follow for breakfast, lunch, dinner in there as well. If you would like this document, please comment Health Goals 2026 and put your email address, and we will be sure to share that document with you.
Awesome.
All right. Thanks for
listening.
watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.